Morning. I'm going to read The Very Messy Mermaid. Little Mermaid Twinkletail was the neatest, tidiest mermaid in the ocean. She always hung her clothes up in nice smart rows. She polished her pet dolphin Dave until he shone. And her super sparkly shell collection was perfect. Sometimes she wondered how it might feel to get just a teeny bit mucky, but she never did because her mummy and daddy were so proud of their neat little girl. And the one thing they hated more than anything else was mess. Ugh. Castle rules. No cake, no games, no friends. So they never had cake in case of crumbs. They never played games in case things break. And they never had friends around to play because friends might make a frightful mess. But they did love their little girl very much. So when it was Twinkletail's birthday, they agreed that she must have a party, as long as it was very, very neat. They wrote lots of invitations in their neatest handwriting. Dear friend, although we'd love to invite you to Twinkletail's very neat birthday party, we're afraid that you'd make a frightful mess, so please don't come. Lots of love, Twinkletail's mummy and daddy. But I thought all parties had friends, said Twinkletail. Not this one, beamed her mummy. This party's going to be very special and very, very neat. Twinkletail's very neat party began with a birthday feast. One small, ever so tidy water biscuit. An octopus stood on guard to sweep up the crumbs. Delicious, cried her daddy. Yum, yum. Then they played Don't Pass the Parcel. Twinkletail held the parcel very neatly, without ripping off any of the wrapping paper. Lovely, beamed her mummy. Well done. They were just playing unmusical chairs, which meant not moving at all, when suddenly the telephone rang. Bring! It was Twinkletail's fairy godmother. Happy birthday, my dear, she said. It's time for your birthday wish. Twinkletail knew exactly what she wanted. I wish I could have a normal party, she whispered, with a friend to play with and proper games and a cake. But Mummy and Daddy would never allow it. Ah, her fairy godmother said, maybe this year they will. And a swirl of magical stars came dancing out of the telephone. The sparkly stars whooshed through the castle, dusting each room with bright sprinkles. They bounced off the freshly cleaned windows and doors. They pinged off the polished vases, and they twirled around Twinkletail's mummy and daddy, showering them in magic. Just then, there was a knock at the door. A friend had come to the party. Shall I tell her to go away? Asked Twinkletail. She might make a mess. Who minds mess? Beamed her parents. We don't. Twinkletail gasped. Really? She said. What had happened to her mummy and daddy? Her fairy godmother must have done some amazing magic. Let's play a game, cried Twinkletail's daddy. Pass the parcel polo pandemonium. Jump on a seahorse, her mummy shouted, giving the parcel a whack. Whoever makes the most mess is the winner. But everyone made so much mess, they were all winners. What can we play next? Asked Twinkletail, hoping they wouldn't say unmusical chairs. But her daddy shouted, let's have a disco. He started to jig about like a wild thing as the magical stars swirled around him. Then everyone piled onto the dance floor and the ocean rocked. All that dancing made them hungry. We could have another water biscuit, Twinkletail said. A water biscuit? Pah! Her daddy cried. We need a proper birthday feast. He clapped his hands and in it came. all the messiest food imaginable. Big sloppy trifles, super sticky ice cream, and mountains of wobbly jelly. Everyone dived in. They ate and ate. Then it was time for the birthday cake. They all sang happy birthday. Then Twinkletail took a big deep breath and blew out her candles. But as the flickering flames disappeared, the magical stars vanished too. Twinkletail's parents looked around at their messy, sticky castle. "Whatever's been going on?" they cried. They couldn't remember a thing. "I've just had the best party ever," said Twinkletail. "But you can't have," they gasped. "There's so much mess." Yet strangely, their little girl looked really happy. Twinkletail's daddy thought for a moment. "Did you make a wish when you blew out your candles?" Twinkletail shook her head. "Good," said her daddy. "May I borrow that wish?" "All right," said Twinkletail sadly. Her daddy would wish that their messy castle was neat and tidy again. Then all the fun would be over. Her daddy closed his eyes and he said, "I wish that our castle was bouncy." "A bouncy castle? Yippee!" cheered Twinkletail. And that really was the messiest end to a truly magical birthday.